A year ago, I was doing the exact same thing I'm about to tell you not to do. I was sending hundreds of cold DMs and emails a week. Getting replies and booking almost none of them into actual calls. It drove me a little crazy, honestly, because here's what nobody tells you: the replies were never the problem. It's what happens after the reply that was broken. So I did something that most people would call insane. I spent over thousands of hours building one system to fix it. Not a prompt, not a hack, 50 separate pieces of skills that run as one machine. One system that reads every reply, knows who's actually worth the call, and books it. For real clients right now. Watch this reply. In about 2 minutes, it turns into a call on my calendar. No VA, no calendar link, sitting up and losing sleep over it. Today, I'm opening up the whole thing. Let's just build it. So, let me show you what most people do instead. And honestly, I did this too for a while. A reply comes in, someone on my team reads it. Maybe they've even got ChatGPT or Claude open in another tab, or an agent calling one of these LLMs, and they ask it, "Hey, how should I respond to this?" It gives back something safe and generic because that's all it can do, with no idea who you are and who the lead is. They tweak it in a little bit, paste the booking link, hit send, and wait. That process breaks in at four different places. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. First one, it's slow. And it in cold outreach, speed is basically the whole trust game. If you reply in 5 minutes, you feel like a real sharp business. If you reply 5 hours later, you feel like everyone else that the lead has ever been messaged from. Secondly, it reads like a generic AI, and a cold lead can spot that instantly, like literally instantly. One sentence in, and they know what it wasn't written specifically for them. Thirdly, nobody actually checked if this person can actually afford you or if this is the right kind of business for you. So if you book a call with someone who was never even going to buy in the first place, that's an hour of your business, your ops team gone completely for nothing. And fourth, one people the one people that don't really think about the booking link itself. The second you send the link, you have flipped it. Now they decide what when this call happens, not you. You are the one who are in control for about 30 seconds, and then you just handed that away. So that's the old way. I spent a huge chunk of those 1,000+ hours just fixing those four things, one at a time. It ended up being five separate pieces, and I'm going to show you each of them. First one, I call it the engine. This is the part that actually reads what the lead wrote and figures out what to say back. And this is not the ask ChatGPT or another tab or a Claude or another tab sort of thing that I just described. That's the same AI pointing at nothing. But this system is built specifically to read a cold reply and know what to do with it. And I want to be clear, this is not just a demo I built for this video. This is a real thing running on real replies right now. Watch what happens. I paste a reply in. Before it writes a single word back, it does something first. It sorts the reply. Takes about 10 seconds. Green means this person is basically saying yes, so just book them in, don't overthink it. Yellow means that they're on the fence, maybe ask one or more questions or hand them a piece of proof. Red means there's a real no. And here the move is just to leave cleanly, no pushing at all. Because pushing a real no is how you get reported as spam and burn the whole inbox for every other lead that is in there. Then it gives me the actual reply in two parts every single time. Part A is the message that itself, the words that I'd actually sent, short, under 50 words, and it reads like a busy person that typed on their phone impromptu, not really like a company or an agency sending it. Part B is everything that happens after. when to check back in, what to write down, whether a client needs to hear about this one or not. So whoever is running the inbox on that day at the same time never has to guess what happens next. It's not a chatbot spitting out a canned generic answer. Think of it more like a really sharp assistant who's read every message that this lead has ever sent us and knows exactly which way to push, either towards a yes or towards a clean no. Nothing just sits there for 3 days rotting because nobody knew what to say. Okay, now this is the next one. And this actually changed how I run my entire inbox. And this came from one real prospect. I'm not going to use his real name, so let's just call him Larry. Larry ran a firm that managed money for insurance companies. When we reached out to him, his reply was, "Not for me, we manage for insurers." Now, every instinct would say to delete that lead. He said no, he's unqualified, he even gave a reason. So just move on to the next lead. Don't waste your valuable hours. That's what I would have done 6 months earlier. But here's what I'd actually learned at that point. When someone says no for me and gives you a reason, the reason is telling you something. Sometimes it means you've got the wrong guy, forget it. But sometimes it means you're talking to the wrong part of my business. And that's not a no. That's just aimed at the wrong door. A no like that is most of the time a yes waiting to happen. So instead of deleting it, we looked into it. Turned out that the insurance companies were hiring new finance leads at the same years, which is a real timeable reason for someone to want a fresh look at how they invest their money. So we didn't send Larry a bigger pitch. We sent them 6 actual insurance companies by name, by profile, with a certain buying signal, each of them having the same hiring signal, plus the exact message we would be sending to them on his behalf. His reply changed instantly from "not for me," and this was like close word to word, to "call me right now. I've got 5 minutes." That's the whole in lesson. Not interested isn't always a no. Sometimes it's a person telling you exactly what they would change their mind if you are paying attention. The system now catches this difference automatically. Every time a reply like Larry's comes in, it actually gauges whether it's the right thing to move on or to let it go. Piece 3. Sometimes when a good lead doesn't say no at all, they say, "This sounds interesting, send me more info." And that sentence is where most deals quietly go to die. Here's why. Most people panic a little and send everything: the full deck, the pricing, the answers to every question the lead might have. And now they think about from the lead side. Why would they even need to get to you on a call? You already gave them everything for free. So that's the rule we built in. It's simple to say, but harder to actually follow. Whatever you send has to be a proof, not an answer sheet. The best version of this we generally use is basically the same idea as Larry's story. Instead of explaining what we do, we show them real companies by name and by the exact buying signal and match them exactly who they are trying to sign as clients. It proves that we know how to find the right buyers. It does not explain how we do it. That part is still locked into the call. The rule underneath all of this is that never put your price and your actual playbook in writing to the lead. The thing you send them should make them want to come to a call, not to go away. Once we started doing this, the whole pile of "let me think about it, this is not a right fit for me," all those kind of replies turned into booked calls. Piece 4. How the right leads got in. Now let's back up even further. None of what I just showed you matters if the wrong people are in your inbox to begin with. So piece 4 is about how the right leads get there in the first place. And we built our own way to do it instead of paying another company thousands of dollars a month for the exact same thing. Here's how it actually works. I give a list of company names. For each one, it goes and finds the real person to talk to. Checks if there's something happening right now worth mentioning. For example, they just hired someone, they just raised money, they're running ads which is been burning a lot of cash on them, which is not working. And then we write a short personal opening line based on that. Then it scores the lead and flags whether they're actually fit for what we sell on. So starting off with the demo, here's a raw list I have that is scraped off from LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And what I would like to do is that I would try to enrich it. So the only thing is that company description, industry, domain, LinkedIn URL, title, company name, email, first name and last name. So let me just head down to Claude Code. This is the anti-gravity IDE that I use here. So what I'm going to do is invoke the lead enrichment skill and give it a prompt. So it will give us a lot of intake questions. No need to worry about all this, but let me give it a simple prompt. Let's say I have a different new campaign, standard enrichment, 100 to 500, submit answers. Yeah, it also runs a revenue filter. Let me just skip all of this. I will give a quick prompt for demo lead list enrichment. Okay, so let me just type this little whisper and I'll tell it. Enrich this lead list for each company, find the real decision maker, check for a buying signal, for example funding, hiring or ad spend, then score the lead and flag if they are fit for our done for you outbound offer. The lead list is inside this file. And I'll put the file in here. Yeah, so it's already starting the process, so it is already doing this. So let me just because it's a demo purpose, I'll just make sure that it does not add to our revenue filter. All 150. Skip all of this. Yeah, simulate plausible signals. Yes, please simulate plausible signals. Submit answers. It will already start. I'll stop it at this point because it's and I'll already show you what we have. So I go back to this list. So here we have the entire revenue range, headquarters. Yeah, we have all the buying signals, the entire buying signals that we have recently got. Some of these leads are also flagged as not qualified, so they do not have real buying signals in here. The ones that have raised 15 million in growth round for 2 weeks ago, hiring across growth organization, new CMO started first week 6 weeks ago, first outward facing partnership push since the hire. So these are all buying signals that we could actually scrape and directly start. So for the new, we could actually offer them up our outbound services so that the new CMO gets more busy, right? Recent news, all the hiring signals, relevant ones, funding signals, LinkedIn activities, where are they sourced from, and final hook on the email that we reach out to them. On top of that, we also have the LinkedIn hook. We have lead score based on 1 out of 10, which shows us whether this is the right lead to reach out to rather than just guessing, and the reason for the lead score. We have the qualification gap, so whether it's green, yellow or red, which is described earlier in this video. Qualification reason, why they are qualified or not. It's typically similar to that as of score reason, but it's just more dialing into why they would be green and why they would be yellow and why they would be red. Just a better classifier in this sense, right? So you see, we run through multiple layers of classification. Then we say the ICP, so each persona inside that industry, whether they are classified or not, right? So whether that company is classified or not within that industry. We also and if they are not classified, we will move them out. So there are 3 layers of classification, including all the follow-ups for email valued. So there is no real room for guessing in here. By the time all the leads are classified and filtered out, we will get the real qualified buyers looking for our solution or our client solution right now.
Here's something I didn't expect going into all of this. Every piece I just showed you runs on the same AI model anyone can go use for free. The model was never the advantage, because if you open up an AI tool cold and start typing, it sounds like a generic tool. Careful, forgettable, we have already felt this. You ask something and it gives you the answer 1,000 other peoples would also get. It does not sound human. The reason mine does not sound like that is because of one file. And I've put a huge amount of hours to it, 1,000 plus hours on this just one file. This is it. A plain text file that tells the system who I am, how I actually talk, what I sell, who I sell to, and the handful of rules I never break. No corporate words, keep sentences short, sound like a human being, 10-second understandability, and 7th grader level. Alongside it, there is a second file with our real client results baked into it. So when a lead needs proof and it reaches out for the true story, it finds them that actually fits them. Never something that is made up really on the spot. So look at the difference this makes. Same exact reply, no file behind it, flat generic, could be any company on earth. Same reply with the file behind it, sound like me, pulls the right proof, and actually earns the call. This is the real trick nobody talks about. The intelligence isn't just in the model, it's what you feed in it. All the judgment lives inside the file, which means a cheap, fast version of the same AI that can run all these day long and still sound like someone who has been doing this for multiple years. And that's the one piece a competitor can just screenshot and copy. I can't give you a free asset there. It's thousands of hours of judgment written down in plain English. It has to be personalized to you. You can't fake that in an afternoon. So here's all 5 pieces. Piece 1 reads every reply and knows what to say back. Piece 2 catches replies like Larry, the ones that are not for me, but was really actually wasn't not for him. The piece 3 that makes sure that a good lead stalls and gets the real proof. Piece 4 means that the right leads were already on the door before any of this ever started. And piece 5 that the whole thing sounds like an actual person and not really a bot. A reply comes in, a call goes into the calendar, sometimes when my entire team is asleep. And this is a concept that has been running for our real clients right now. One client, Abhinav, had a $13 million conversation booked in just 2 days after we turned this on. Another client, Faizan, picked up 5 new retainer clients and $3.3 million added to his pipeline in 14 days. And same exact system, both times, reply comes in, call goes on the calendar.
So if you're sitting on replies right now that aren't turning into calls, the link is in the description below. Let's talk about it and let's see if we can build something like this for you. See you in the next one.